Hey, how's it going? Hans Schaff here, GoTinyBeFree at the Cottages here at Pine Lake. You can see the lake in the background. You're looking at the west side there with the riprap and all. As you can see, that water level is creeping up. It's getting close to the bottom of that riprap right there, which is what we anticipate the lake level will eventually be. So it's risen about 3 feet or so since I put that little measuring stick in there a few months back, and the water level continues to rise. And we had about 3 inches of rain here the last few days, so we're drying back out. But like I said, the lake has now risen to its fullest point so far, just about right at about 36 inches. So it's pretty exciting to watch it fill up. And of course, as the spring kind of comes, it's going to make this lake look a lot nicer as well. We're going to put aerators in there, so it's going to help move the air around. It's going to be good for the fish, so it creates even better fishing environment. And it's also just going to make the lake cleaner as well. You've got kind of some muddiness going on right now because of all the rains. It just kind of wiped all the stuff in, and we haven't had any growth since the construction that we did as far as tearing everything out. So it's going to be a little bit muddy right now, and got some branches and some leaves and stuff in there from the winter. So we'll be cleaning all that up, as the lake continues to fill and as spring comes and you start seeing some green popping and some flowers and whatnot around the lake. So anyway, a couple things I want to talk to you about though. There's one thing I didn't really share too much about yet, and that was regarding the Clubhouse Plans. We had, as you've seen some of the pictures and some of the things in the past, there was a mobile home on the property, and we were going to take that mobile home and convert it into a clubhouse. Well, as we got to more and more thinking about it, and as the property was developing and things, we decided we were going to go a little slightly different route. So we actually decided to sell the mobile home. I'm going to have footage of that, of the mobile home actually leaving the property, the mobile home mover going in there, basically getting it all ready, popping it up, detaching it from the existing building that's on the structure, and then wheeling it out of there. And it's going to be quite a cool video, so I'll be sharing that here as well. And what's to come, I'm going to keep a secret for now. We're still developing the final touches on this. Maybe I'll put out a rendering of what the clubhouse is going to look like, but real excited. This actually creates some additional opportunities that we wouldn't have had we done it the other way around. But basically, the amount of stuff we wanted to do with this clubhouse, the mobile home just didn't have a strong enough structure to support all that we wanted to do to change it. So we had it ripped out, and we're going to be putting in something new in its place. That's going to be really neat to really make it an even better clubhouse than we had originally planned. So stay tuned for that. Now, because we're waiting on this mobile home to actually get pulled out, like I said, it's all ready, but this rain that came through was a soaker, and so it just muddy everywhere. So we got to wait a few more days to get this mobile home out, and that's also preventing us from finishing the phase 1 work, which is underway. I'll share some footage here, just some real quick footage just of the ditches and some of the work that we're doing out there. The past months or so getting phase 1 ready, but it's not going to be complete until we get that mobile home out of there. So once that's complete, I'll show you some more pictures of phase 1 finished off, and then we're about to start on phase 2, developing around the lake as well. Now that hopefully the worst of the winter is behind us and it won't be as muddy going forward. It's still springtime, still going to be plenty of rain, but we hope that the worst of it, the ice and all that kind of stuff, is behind us now, so we can go ahead and get phase 2 going and really get it knocked out here. Lastly, I'm hearing from customers that what they're hearing from Incredible Tiny Homes is that the first tiny homes look to be start arriving on the property around April 1st or so. I know the latest schedule was they were going to get things ramped up for the RJO special. Those homes should be starting in March or so, and what I'm told is by beginning of April or so, we should start seeing the first Incredible Tiny Homes RJO, well, any of the tiny homes really for residents to be showing up here on the property. On that same token, though, I do have an Incredible Cottage that I ordered months back that will be finally ready. It's one of the Incredible Cottage Deluxes. That should be ready by next week, and so I hope to have that delivered here on the property. So I'll be sharing a tour of that with you, of the home itself and of it being here on the property, and that's going to be a future Airbnb. So for those of you who are wanting to stay on this property for a few days to kind of experience it without buying a home, that'll be an option for you in the near future. Once infrastructure is complete, we'll have that home here on the front of the property, and that will be a home that you're going to be able to stay in as an Airbnb as well. So be able to stay in an Incredible Cottage on the lake at the Cottages of Pine Lake. All right, let's talk about tiny house deliveries. So for those of you who've already bought a lot here on the property, it's secure and you're ready to go, just waiting for your home to be built. And for those of you who are wanting to get on in this property and haven't bought your home yet, or haven't secured your lot yet, you need to go ahead and do that. And then for delivery, I've been talking with Dan, the tiny house delivery man. He does a lot of the tiny home deliveries for Incredible Tiny Homes and all. So to help you out and help you save us some additional money as well on delivery, we've worked out a special deal for you where you can save $200 off the normal price by going through Dan, the tiny house delivery man. And so for those of you who are wondering, how much are we looking at? What's the delivery cost going to be? For a RJO or Incredibox, the normal 8.5-foot wide tiny home or whatever, you're not looking at anything. It's going to be less than $1,000. And again, he's going to knock off an additional $200 for you if you mention Hans discount when you give him a call to get a quote. And then if you're buying like an Incredi cottage or something that's a little bit larger, that's 10 foot or wider, that requires some additional permits and some additional insurance, things like that, that's going to cost a little bit more than that, about double or so. But again, he'll give you a $200 discount off that price as well. But just to kind of give people an idea of kind of what kind of pricing for the moment, if diesel spikes up, I'm sure this price will probably go up. But just to kind of give you an idea what delivery is going to cost to get your home on this property, you're talking less than $1,000, again, with an additional $200 discount that he'll give you as well. So go ahead and give Dan the incredible tiny home delivery man, give Dan the tiny home delivery man a call. Here's the contact information on the screen. You can contact him by email, contact him by phone. He's got a YouTube channel as well, and he's a great guy. You've seen him in some prior videos that Incredible Tiny Homes has done as well. But he's got his commercial insurance. I mean, he's all set up. He's going to make sure you get your home delivered here on the property with no issues. And if there are any issues, he's fully covered, fully insured. So you'll be able to sleep at night knowing your home will arrive here properly, and we'll get it in place and get it all set up with Dan's help. So anyway, just wanted to talk to you about how that's going to work with the deliveries. So go ahead and call the number on the screen here below to contact Dan, the tiny house delivery man, and get that quote and save $200 off the delivery of your home to the property here. And basically how that works as well, he said to allow for about a 2-week window. So that as soon as you notify him and you get notification that your home is ready, contact him so we can go ahead and get you scheduled in there. And depending on when you're calling, he may be able to squeeze you in, get you here faster, but allow for approximately 2 weeks or so. And then again, once your home arrives on the property, we'll need about 5 days or so. I know it wouldn't take that long, but up to 5 days for us to go ahead and get your home set in the right lot location, blocked up, leveled, utilities connected, doors to or steps to your front door, and all that. We ask that you give us 5 days, and from then your rent will start 5 days after it has been delivered to the property. And it'll be ready to go. You'll be able to walk into the house, turn the lights on, flush the toilet, turn the sink on. You'll be good to go, ready to live in, and then decorate depending on which models you want. So for those of you who haven't seen these renderings as well, when we first launched this property, I had these renderings made to kind of help people visualize what was going to be coming here, because it was so hard to kind of see when the lake was completely grown over. You couldn't even see the water from the shore. Now it's opened up. You can kind of see that these renderings have really come to life. But I'm having some additional renderings made to make this even more clear to people. So I'm working on getting those finished up right now. I'll be having those here soon, and I'll feature those on the website and on a future video, so you can kind of, again, see, more visualize what this property is going to look like here as we get closer and closer to finalizing here. So anyway, here's just kind of some of the initial renderings. You can kind of see there's some Incredi cottages there, and there's the dock. You got the trees and road and some grass and whatnot. So that's kind of give you a general idea of kind of what to expect. So here's another angle looking at the lake and the pier, and you got some little paddle boats out there. Again, just showing Incredi cottages. The new renderings are going to show RJOs there as well, and they look really good. I've seen some of the initial ones, so that's really going to help people kind of see the cottages and RJOs and some different tiny homes in the community here. This is kind of a top-down view, and so that the front of the property is right here. You kind of enter the property from here. This is the original idea, as we have the gate right there, and you kind of come in through here, and you've got your Airbnbs are now going to be here in the front on the south side of the lake. And then this is also phase 2. And this is the east side of the lake. And of course, then you've got also phase 2 on the north side of the lake, kind of behind the trees. You've got phase 1 over here in the distance. Here's your clubhouse. And there's actually 6 tiny homes right here for phase 1 and another 4 over here for phase 1. And here you got phase 3. And then there's the dog park. It's a little bit off a little bit, so I'm redoing the rendering to kind of adjust this and get the dog park further down here where it's supposed to be, and kind of line things up, make it a little bit more accurate, a little more detailed, to kind of help, again, facilitate and make it easier for people to see what we're doing. Now in this view, this is again from the front of the property. You can see this was the front gate, and we were going to have this going to be where the keypad was and all, but we decided that since we're going to make these homes available here in the front as Airbnb homes and kind of a public, we didn't want to have Airbnb customers have to have a gate code and all that to kind of remember how to get in the property, especially during the daytime. So we actually are going to remove this gate, and we're going to relocate it over here onto near the southeast corner of the property. So so you're going to have all these homes being kind of the public, 7 or 8 homes or so that are going to be for Airbnb purposes potentially, and then there'll be a nice fence across the yard here, privacy fence, and then a secure gate so that only long-term residents can actually access the back of the property over here. The rest of phase 2, phase 4, phase 1, and phase 3, and that way it's just a little more secure and all that. This building right here is actually not here, and we're talking about putting in some storage options as well. I won't go into detail in this video kind of what we're going to do, but I've got some real neat ideas for the storage options we're going to make available for people, and some additional studio space and different things in the very front of the property. I think it's going to be really neat to be able to engage with the local public community and, again, sell your wares or vegetables from the garden or fresh eggs, fresh goat milk, things that are produced on the property. You'll be able to utilize the second story of the structure we're going to be putting in here that I'll get into in a future video about some of the exciting things we're going to be doing to really help bring this community together and help people, whatever we can do to, again, make people successful and happy. That's what we're aiming to try and do as best we can. The other thing is this pickleball court is going to be actually turned the other direction because there's not as much space as it kind of makes it look like there is right here. And we're going to have basically a nice little split rail fence right here, some flowers and shrubs, some raised garden beds will be here in the front as well. There's going to be another access road to go back through here for the Airbnb homes right here so they can pull into their homes. There'll be another gate right here so the Airbnb people can't get to the back of the property. No homes along here. It was too skinny. When we pulled all the trees out and pulled the shrubs out, we realized it was just going to be way too expensive to develop. There just wasn't enough property left basically to put any homes along the western ridge. So we've had to condense phase 4 down a little bit, and now it's in this corner over here on the lake for phase 4. We'll go into that in a future video as well. But anyway, there's going to be a gate right here to, again, provide people access to be able to walk all the way around the lake for long-term residents, but short-term residents will be restricted from, again, getting into the back of the property. All right, and again, we're going to show close-ups as well, showing an RJO next to a credit cottage to kind of give you an idea, where the driveway is going to be, if you're going to have a fence, what the lake looks like kind of behind it, what's your driveway, kind of the access road, all that. So provide a little more detail. That'll be coming in a future rendering. Oh, and then not a big deal, but the sign, we're going to have a sign, Cottages at Pine Lake is going to be next to the gate again over here. It's going to have a waterfall and a pond, and that's basically the spring is going to flow into it, and then we're going to put a pump in to make it into a waterfall, and then that overflow water as it comes in, fresh water from the spring, will continue to go on into the lake. So that's going to be a neat little water feature as well. And again, there's going to be, aeration fountains in the spring as well to kind of help make sure that we keep the water as clear as possible, provide oxygen for the fish and those kinds of things. And then the last rendering here, I want to show you, this was the old clubhouse. So our initial plan was to take the mobile home and basically, obviously re-roof it, put a whole new siding on it, add a deck, do all those different things. And it was going to the house wasn't going to be able to support the weight of all the things that we were going to do. And additional things since then we decided we're going to add in as well, which I won't give away here yet, but got some real cool ideas for the clubhouse, some additional amenities that you guys will be able to use for those of you who are residents here. And it's going to be neat, but it's not going to look like this anymore. We're taking this mobile home. It's going to be moved out of here this week. It's already been detached, and it's, the skirting's been pulled out, and it's ready to be connected once it dries out in here, so we can get that thing out of here. It's going to be a cool video to watch them work their magic and move that 60-foot trailer out of here. Not a whole lot of space, so it'll be interesting to see how they do it, but they're professionals and that's what they do. Anyway, parking lot won't look like this, and there's actually trees in here. There is a roundabout like this, but kind of these homes are kind of actually more in a semicircle spread closer to the clubhouse right here. There'll be a privacy fence between the clubhouse and these 6 homes on phase 1. And basically there's, like I said, trees in here. There will be like a picnic area in here, like a pavilion as well. No fire pits though, because this is where it's all forested in here. Basically, this whole area is kind of forested, and there's just kind of a road that goes through it. And so they'll be parking off this road for the clubhouse. And then, of course, each of these residents will have their own parking spot in front of their tiny house as well. So it's not really to scale this one. So that's why I'm redoing this rendering to kind of make it a little more accurate and put some RJOs in there as well to kind of make it more, because we know these have already been sold out. So we know what homes are going to be in here, basically. So we can put it a little better sample, better idea of what it's going to look like with the different homes, because they're not all in credit cottages. I think there's just one, maybe 2 of those are in credit cottages. I think the rest are pretty much RJOs and 1 in credit box. So anyway, so just excited to share these renderings with you. The new ones will be coming soon, so be on the lookout for that. Of course, there'll be a video to announce it and kind of showcase these new renderings to kind of help give you an even better idea of what it's going to look like now that we're that much closer to getting this property ready for the tiny homes to arrive. So anyway, I hope that all helps. I'm excited about these new renderings, and I know a lot of people are very visual. I am myself as well, so hopefully that will help, and those will be coming soon. Last thing I want to share with you is about the lots. We still do have phase 2 lots available, $15,000 for the key money and $300 per month. We've got some lots available on the north side, on the east side, and here on the front and the south side where the Airbnbs are going to be. Got only a couple lots available here on the south side for Airbnb. So if you're thinking about it, if you're on the fence about it, hadn't pulled the trigger yet, I would do it soon because we are moving these lots. And we decided instead of doing 10, it just seems like there's too many for this property for Airbnbs in the front. So we're going to reduce it down to probably about 6 or 7. So we've already got 4 of those earmarked. So there's only going to be maybe 2 or 3 of those that are currently left. There's still one phase 1 lot available. We had some situations kind of fell through. And so they weren't able to complete the phase 1. So there is still one lot available on phase 1 at the moment. So if you want to get one of those $10,000 lots in the forest, send me an email, support@GoTinyBeFree.com. We can get you set up with one of those lots, get that secured for you. And anyway, be focused here on or stay tuned for future videos. We've got the Incredible Cottage tour here on the property, probably coming one day next week. I've got the Gunnersville tour, which is about a 25-minute drive southeast of here. Everyone who's visited the property has just been super impressed and super excited about being able to see Gunnersville. So I'm going to share some of that footage with you as well. It's going to include golf courses. It's going to include some of the local shops and restaurants and some of the neat things that Gunnersville has to offer as well. So be looking out for that video. And following that video, there'll be another one for another town that's due east of here, about 15 minutes or so, and that's the town of Scottsboro. So I'll have that video coming for you soon as well. And of course, more on phase 1 development. I'll get all that footage put together as well for you. And then as phase 2 starts to get developed, I'll start sharing more footage from that as we start doing those ditches and getting that infrastructure in as well. A lot of work still to do, but we're making good progress, and the lake, of course, is filling up. So the sun's out shining, so it's exciting, and can't wait to get those first couple tiny homes here on the property. I know the future residents are excited. I keep having people come visit and stop by and take a look. And if you want to come by, if you're in the area and you want to see the property, again, it is locked at the front because it is a construction site and all, and there's nobody here, 24/7. So we've got cameras and things, kind of set up to monitor it, but it's not set up for people to kind of come and just visit on your own. But if you would like, if you're in the area and you want to come set an appointment to visit the property, give me a shout. Email me at support@GoTinyBeFree.com, and I can get back to you. We can coordinate that way. And if you need to reach out, you can call 256-594-9499. Press option 2 to get through to me, and press option 1 will take you through to Incredible Tiny Homes. So you can go ahead and get your home purchased for one of these lots and get your lot secured by emailing me, support@GoTinyBeFree.com, or calling and pressing the 2. Again, that's 256-594-9499, option 2. All right, Hans Schaff, Go Tiny, Be Free from the property here outside Huntsville, Alabama, where we're developing a tiny home on wheels community in partnership with Incredible Tiny Homes. And we've got a couple lots still available, $15,000 per lot for a lake lot. Key money to get you on the lot, and then $300 a month once you've got that lot secured and your home is here on the property, connected to utilities, and ready to live in. All right, that's it for now. Just a quick short little video. More to come. Stay tuned.